Hi, it's lovely to see you again, and today we are going to be doing some folk art painting. I'm going to take you through step by step how to create a simple painting. I'm going to teach you how to paint a flower and a bird motif, learn the fluid lines and also the leaves that you see here. Folk art painting is a beautiful form of primitive, playful, colourful painting. It's traditionally used to decorate items, could be wooden furniture or boxes, or even just to create unique artworks. It's often, or used to be used, on the side of canal boats to decorate and to create your own unique and personal motif. Traditionally, folk art painting uses motifs such as birds, flowers and animals and the natural world around you. So for this tutorial you can either paint on canvas, paper. This is a wooden board. This is just a piece of scrap wood that I've painted on. I love painting on wood, and this means it can be screwed onto something and can be used as decoration. It's lovely if you wanted to do a door plaque, for example, because you could put your name up here or down here. So this is on wooden board. I've also painted this one on a heart. So this is just a simple wooden heart decoration, and this looks lovely hanging up at home and also make a lovely gift. Or you can just use humble paper. This is lots of fun. It's great to do quite quickly and to do a number of them at the same time. Although we're not working wet on wet with the paint, we will be working on all the motifs at the same time, so that each one just has a few seconds to dry in between, go in between each motif. Here's another couple I made earlier. These are little postcards. So really simple and colourful. So let's see what we need to complete this project. You will need acrylic paint. So acrylic paint is great because it's quite thick and has a lovely opacity, which means you can build up the colours, and the colours are quite bold. You'll need white acrylic paint. I always like to use pink, red, green, blue and yellow. From these colours you can then go on to mix all of the tones that we need. You'll need a pencil so that you can map out your mark making before we start, and you will need paintbrushes. I like to just use a couple of sizes, maybe a flat one if you wanted to paint the background first, and some smaller ones for our motifs. You will also need a little pot of water so that you can wash your brush, a board to paint on, or a wooden heart like this one. Oh, my cat's come to visit. So let's begin this lovely project. So to start with, I have already put blobs of acrylic paint onto my palette. Now what you do want to do is to start making different tones of each colour. An old palette, because I thought actually this is really useful to see the different tones and mid-tones that I've made. So we have red. If you add a little bit of white, it makes a lovely rosy pink. Be sure not to mix all of the red, because you still want some of the bright red, but move some aside and mix some to make a lighter red. So the yellow and the green are next to each other so that we can swipe from the green, swipe from the yellow and make a lovely lime green, lovely mid-tone. We've got a couple of different shades of blue, so if you mix with white it will make a lovely pale blue. I've also got this pink because I couldn't resist that bright pink. So let's have a look, let's make a start on our painting. So I'm going to show you first how to create this bird motif. Now as you can see, we do it in 4 different stages. We start with this simple, bold, thick colour here in this simple shape, and then we add highlights. A highlight for the cheek, a highlight for the wings and the underbody. We then go on to add darker red around the cheek, the wings, the tail and the underbody. Step 4 is to add the finer details, the eye, the beak and the dots. So you need a pencil to start. Now I'm just going to map out a rough shape for the bird. Okay. So that's enough for me. So our motif is going to be a bird here. I'm going to do a flower here, a flower here. And I'm going to do some lovely wavy lines like that. And then I'm going to add some leaves. But I'm not going to pencil them all in because I'll probably play it by ear and be a little bit spontaneous and let it be organic in that sense. I don't want to end up with too many pencil lines to have to cover up. So now we have our acrylic paint and our water. So you can see here is the red paint. I'm going to take a little bit of white and I'm going to mix that to make a lovely mid red, like a dusky rose pink. Now that's a lovely colour. I'm going to add a little bit of water. Try not to let your brush get too dry because you want lovely fluid bold marks. Now when you paint in this style, you're going to do lovely confident brush strokes. Nice big confident movements with your paintbrush. Nice and fluid. Make sure you've got plenty of water. So I've gone over the pencil lines like that. I'm just doing a little beak to the side. Okay, so that's our rough bird shape. So now I'm going to start on the flowers to the side while the bird just dries a tiny little bit. So we have the yellow here. I'm going to drag some of the yellow out. I'm going to add a little bit of white. Oh, yep. So that's made a lovely pastel yellow. Give it a good mix, add plenty of water. Now I'm going to do that circle in yellow, like that. And this one as well. So at the moment it looks a bit funny, it just looks like a bird that's laid 2 eggs. But that's okay because we're going to add to that and we're going to layer it up. So now I'm going to take some green and I'm going to take a little bit of the dark green, a little bit of the light green, a little bit of the yellow to make it limey and bright. Folk art painting is always quite bright and colourful and cheerful, so this is lots of fun to do. It's a great excuse to use all your favourite coloured paints. Right, and now I'm just going to do a lovely fluid line like this, nice and fluid, like that. Now for the leaves, I'm going to use this lime green again, but I'm also going to have another shade ready because we are going to do the leaves in 3 shades. So you're going to do 1 stroke, 2 strokes for the leaves. Let me show you again. 1 stroke, 2 strokes. Nice and simple. 1 stroke, 2 strokes. Don't worry about the gap in the middle. And again, 1 stroke, 2 strokes. And I'm going to do some more leaves. 1 stroke, 2 strokes. Another 1 stroke, 2 strokes. Can you see I'm doing lovely simple brush strokes. 1 stroke, 2 strokes. 1 stroke, 2 strokes. 1 stroke, 2 strokes. 1 stroke, 2 strokes. Going to try and keep this symmetrical. So you're doing each leaf with 2 simple brush strokes. So now I'm going to make a slightly darker green. I'm going to add more blue. And then all I'm going to do is add 1 blue brush stroke over each leaf. Now you need your lighter tones. So I've taken a little bit of white and I'm mixing a very pale greeny blue now. Now that is going to be my light tone. And that is going to go on the top side of the leaf, like this. So nice, simple, and they're quite quick gestural paint strokes. Lovely, so those leaves look nice. Now we're going to return to our bird. Our bird's dried off a little bit. So next, for our bird, we need the lighter tones of pink. So I'm going to add a little bit more white to this pink. And give it a good mix. I think I need it. Right, now what we're going to do is a simple brush stroke for the cheek, like that. And then a simple brush stroke for the underbody, like that. And a simple stroke for the wing, like that. Right, now I'm going to go to the red, the original red. So the next step is to do the cheek again. 1 stroke, 2 stroke for the wings, another stroke for the underbody, like that, and another stroke for the tail. So you can see the bird is coming together. Now I'm going to do the flowers. So for the flowers, I'm going to use these colours, so that I'm not going to introduce any more new colours, so I'm going to use the colours that we already have in the palette. So we have our yellow circle here. Now what you're going to do is to create kind of a brush stroke that's going to make this circle look like lips. So we're going to go 1 up, 2 down, like that. And the same the other side, 1 up, 2 down. Return to our red. And we're going to do 1 petal, 2 petal, 3. So it's almost creating a rose shape. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. And 1 above, like that. So I'm going to wash my brush now, and I'm going to take some of this pale yellow and I'm going to paint a little pale yellow beak, like that. And I'm going to add some yellow to the flowers, like this. 1, 2, 3. Now it doesn't matter that the colours have mixed a little bit. 2, 3. A bit up there and a bit there. So you can see all the different tones coming through. Right, now you can either swap for a smaller paintbrush or you can use the same paintbrush. We're just going to do little sticks of pollen coming out. I'm going to stick with red, but you could use dark blue for this, or black. 1, 2, 3. Then I'm going to do a little blob on the end, 1, 2, 3. And here as well. 1, 2, 3. And then a little blob. 1, 2, 3. So can you see how it comes together? Now we haven't finished our bird yet. We are going to add some dots down here. You can see how these dots really finish it off. You can do as many of these dots as you like. I tend to keep them around the bird. Now we want a little eye. You could do this in black, but I'm going to do mine in blue. Dot there for the eye. Whoops, a daisy. Funny shaped eye. Where's he gone? There we go. Now to finish off your bird, you can do some lighter tones. Just to highlight the wings if you wanted to. And if you wanted to, you could add another tone onto the leaves. I'm going to do a tiny little bit of yellow on the tip of my leaves to finish it off. So there we have another simple folk art design. So thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this lovely folk art painting tutorial, and I hope it's given you the confidence to go on and create your own beautiful works of art and explore your own motifs. So have fun and happy painting. Bye!